Alright, so to prepare for tomorrow's class or for Friday's class, we're asked to follow a sequence of steps to enhance the application that is there. So remember, the application right now, when I run it, only allows me to select an area and select a shape, but it doesn't actually drop the shape. So that's what we're moving towards. So the first step is to create an interface. So I will create an interface, and the name I'm supposed to give it is Drawing Listener, and I'm asked to put it in the GUI package, and that is the information that is needed. So the package is placed in, and then it's created as an interface. And the interface is supposed to create 3 abstract methods. So the first one, that is called draw. The second one is called shape start. And the third one is called shape end. Alright, so these are the 3 that I'm supposed to create. I didn't specify. You can either not give it an access modifier, in which case in interfaces the default is public, or you can explicitly define it. You can use the word abstract, but this is not required. Then I have to give a return type. Draw does not return anything, it says, which is the first one. And it takes 1 argument, a graphics object, and I'm going to call it canvas. And that's it. Now notice here graphics needs to be imported, so I'm going to use Eclipse to do that for me. So graphics is now important, so I can use it. Shape start does not return anything, it says in the instructions, and it takes an x and a y coordinate as integer arguments. So int x coord, int y coord, and that's it. And the same for shape end. It does not return anything, and it takes an x and a y coordinate as arguments, as integers. And that's it. The interface is created, and I'm done with step number 1. So I'll save that. The next I'm asked to do is to modify the controller. So go to the controller such that it implements the interface I just created. So I add the words implements Drawing Listener. Drawing Listener is in shapes.gui, so I will have to import it. So I simply import it. As you can see here, the Drawing Listener is imported right here from the GUI. This here now gives me the error that there is these abstract methods. So remember, I created these 3 methods in Drawing Listener, and they must be implemented. So I'm going to add the unimplemented methods. That means that they're dropped in here. And if I look at my instructions, so these are the 3 methods that are from the interface that are overridden. And I'm asked to here just put a print statement in there so that I know that they're being called. So system.out.println in draw. And here I'm in shape start. And in shape end. And you know, let me also print the x and the y coordinates so that I know that that looks reasonable as well when I'm testing it. Alright, that takes care of step number 2. Now in step number 3, I want to change the drawing panel, because the drawing panel is the one that's listening to the mouse events. So this is the one that knows when a shape has started and when a shape has ended and when I need to draw shapes. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that this here panel can inform those that this has happened. So what I need to do here is, I know that I have these listeners, but I want to be able to inform the listeners, let them know that they need to draw, let them know that a shape has started, and let them know that a shape is ended or completed. So I'm going to create an instance variable that is a list of drawing listening objects. So again, private. I'm going to use an array list. You can use an array as well, maybe initialize it to a size 100 so that it's most likely will not run out of space. So I'm going to use a drawing listener, and I'm going to call it listeners. And let me put this on a line of its own so that it's visible there. So I've created step 1. Now I'm going to add a method. It doesn't return anything, where I can add a drawing listener. And I'm going to, of course, take a drawing listener as an argument. And I'm just going to add it to the list. Alright, so that takes care of step number 2. Now I also want to update number 3 so that when we are doing our drawing, that the listeners that also want to be able to draw in this canvas are informed. So for each of the listeners in my list, I'm going to tell them to draw. So notice that there is the draw method, the shape end, and the shape start, and all the other things that all objects have. So listener, and I want to call the draw, and I'm going to pass it the canvas that I have so that the listener can draw in the canvas as well. And the listener is going to be the one that is going to be drawing the shapes that have been dropped in the past, or maybe something else as well, whatever they feel the need that needs to be done. So that takes care of step number 3. Step number 4, mouse pressed. I want to inform all the listeners that the mouse has been pressed. So I am going to do the same loop. So for drawing listener and listeners, I am going to call listener dot, and this, when it be pressed, the shape has started. So I'm going to call this, and I want the x and the y coordinates. So I can use this one variable here, and for the y coordinates I can use the selection area start y, which I've just initialized from the event that I have received. So that takes care of number 4 here. Now I have to do number 5. When the mouse is released, instead of calling shape start, I want to call shape end. And I do have to make sure that I get the x coordinate from the events. Dot get x. Dot get y. There. So this takes care of all 5 steps. In step 3, when I run this, nothing will happen yet, but everything here compiles, as you can see that there is no errors. And I'll stop this video here, and I'll do 4, 5, and 6 in the next video.